So can you give us the 30-second on what you're looking for? Or what,
Okay,
what
right now, we're trying to establish a database to maintain and control our stock control inventory, which is expendable items. Right now, we maintain there maybe like almost 400 items that we purchase from GSA, and we keep it on stock here at the warehouse. And we want to keep control of the items.
Okay. Is it one warehouse or multiple warehouses?
Look, just one warehouse.
One warehouse? Okay.
Yeah. Right now, we're using old system, which is called stock control inventory, which I think came from California some time ago, years ago, and
okay.
it's running out of Windows only. So right now it's hard for people to back up on the system because it's running out of on the old Windows version, and we cannot use it on the new system we have.
Any idea, can you do like Excel export reports from the old system? Like your items and stuff like that?
I could do that, but it takes several steps. It's not just like a download, easy download like I do from other software. You have to go through several steps in order to do to put it to an Excel spreadsheet. The item.
Okay, but still, I mean, we can use that export to import into Inventory Pro, just to get your data populated initially.
Oh, okay, I see.
Okay.
So we don't have to input everything in.
Right.
Okay.
If just come on, Ben. Let me log in. Can you see the screen? Okay. Is it big enough?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I just logged into the application. I just logged. Sorry, say that again.
Is this the largest the screen can get?
No. I mean, is that better?
It's fine.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's good. It's bigger.
You know, I can make it bigger or smaller by scrolling on the.
That looks fine.
Okay. So just to kind of jump into the middle of the application, there's an import-export utility screen that you can use to essentially do exactly what we just talked about. I'm going to download the current inventory that we have in one of the warehouses here. I apologize, there's two screens here, so if this opened up on another screen. This is the default, what we call item master import for the application. You can see there's a whole bunch of columns here that you can import. And basically, if you can get your data exported from the system you have to some sort of Excel spreadsheet, we can then pretty easily convert it into this format and then import it into Inventory Pro, and boom, you're up and running. Okay.
All right.
So we have the same sort of features for a couple of different. We can do suppliers and your customers. So it should really minimize the amount of double or direct data entry that you need to do to get going. And if you'd like, you know, we can even, you could send us a sample Excel spreadsheet and we can load your data up for you, and then you can try it. You know, we can set you up with a demo system. Okay. All right. So under the system menu, there's it's a lot like Windows security. There's users, and this is a pretty big demo system with lots of different. It's a public demo system, so you'll see lots of different users in here. But you'll see there's groups. Here's people that are in the employee group. So there's users, there's groups, and then there's group permissions. So here are the groups. And you can, all of these lists are user manageable. So if you want to make a new group, you can see on another demo I created new group here. You can make any group you want, and then assign users to the group, and then you can do group permissions, which you can see the admin can do everything. And then if I pick employee or customer, they can do virtually nothing. Okay?
Okay. Right.
So you can have as many users and groups as you need. If this is an internal use only thing, it may be really, really, really simple on your end. But if you want to, one thing you can do is give customers the ability to create an order online. So we have what we call a quick order screen, and a lot of times this is what you would give to the people that you're shipping to, your customers per se, and then they can come in and they can say, oh, I want one of. Oh, sorry, I got to pick some fields up here. I think that's it. Your customer can come in, and they would be assigned to your warehouse automatically, so these fields would automatically populate. They'd say, oh, I want one of these and one of these. And they can, we have pictures in here, so they can see what they're ordering.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, are the customers going to be able to see what's in stock?
When it says available in stock, will they be able to see that, or can we disable that so they can't?
Quantity?
Yeah, we can change the screen. We call these grids. So we can change, see the screen format up here? It's not highlighting for me, but we can change the screen layout for you. I'll just pick a couple of different ones here. To get rid of whatever columns, and we can make the screen as simple or as complicated as you want.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, we want to show the quantity to the customer, because then they want to. If you got 10, they'll probably want 10.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have hoarders? Is that what you're saying?
Huh?
You have people that hoard stock, that hoard inventory?
Yeah.
They don't. If they don't virtually pay for it, yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's more like to a small, you say like a home staple that you go in there and purchase, order like the notebooks, pens, and stuff like that, and so on.
Right. Right.
And toner for printers and copiers.
So
we want to control. We want to show the quantity on hand.
We did a system for the Navy that limits what people can order. Now, I don't know that you want to get into that, but it's a possibility.
Not so much control what it can order, but what it can see.
Okay. Yeah, we can hide these columns for you. We can just basically remove these, but we could still leave the picture.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so basically I said I wanted one of each of these, and then all they got to do is place the order. And what it does is it creates a shipping order in the system or a sales order.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this is what the warehouse guys are going to fulfill and send to the customer or your internal, staff, departments, whatever. All right. So like I said, we can create this quick order screen for customers, and basically when they log in, they jump right to this screen. In the system users, you can set a startup screen. Okay, let's see. Yeah, right here is the startup screen, the home page. So we can set it to quick order, and then with the permissions, we can set it so the only screen they see is the quick order, and maybe the order status screen, so they can see what they have for previous orders and order history. Okay.
How about when the when the warehouse is going to print the order, what will we print and what type of format?
All our reports are PDFs, so they just print out on plain paper. Here's a packing slip. Okay. You know, we'd put whatever, you know, the Department of State logo here, or whatever logo you want to use. Everything is a PDF and is basically an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. The barcode labels, you know, we can, if you want to do barcoding, the labels are all built in, and we print them to a Zebra printer or a Datamax printer or an Epson printer, a roll printer. I don't know if you want to.
Now, is it merge there like a Department of State form that was will sign for the items? That's what we use here.
So
now you're signing a piece of paper, just on a government form.
Well, how about entertaining this? When we set it up for a local Voc Tech school that does office supplies, actually very similar to yours, and what they do is the person that delivers has either an industrial handheld terminal or a smartphone, and the user can sign for the receipt right on the smartphone or the tablet, and then if they want,
that's too high tech.
Well, you know, it cuts down on paper. You know, it's very much like the UPS guy delivering or the FedEx guy delivering. You know, you can sign with your finger.
Sure. But would we be able to customize the layout of this PDF that we're printing out right now to conform to our standards?
Yeah.
So, like, we can blow away everything here in our own form.
I couldn't quite hear that. The speakerphone's not perfect for me.
Sorry, that's my fault. So we can just blow away whatever you have in terms of a format for that form and just use our own standard form.
It's not quite that easy.
We can customize the PDFs, you know, to your needs, and we do that quite often. But you know, if it's a completely different format's not a completely, you know, the quickest thing to do. But we can do it.
If you were to provide you like with the form that we use, could you customize it to what we use now?
Yep. Right. I'm just going to jump over to a quick. I'm just doing a lot of jumping here. We just did a bill of lading for a customer, and they wanted a watermark and a
well, they have a custom bill of lading altogether. Yeah.
Yeah, right, but that's basically what they're looking for.
Yeah, I know.
So this is the exact document that they wanted in the layout they wanted, with you know, a watermark behind it. So yeah, it's just an example of, yes, we can make the paperwork look exactly like you want it to look. You probably have some government forms like DD something something something.
Yeah, like a DS583 is what we.
That's what we use.
Yeah, we can probably Google DS583 and see it.
Okay.
DS583. Maybe not. Right. I don't know if that's it or not, but so I was going to jump over here, and maybe I should give Ben control of this, or Zach. Where's the proof of delivery show up here? Shipping orders.
I think maybe on the shipping order list. I don't really remember. Signature right there at the column.
Right. So this one's unsigned. But this is basically where they can, I don't know how to tell which ones they would have. Oh, here you go. So this is one where the user signed, and here's the date and time that they signed for it. Okay, and we can set it up so. Let me go see if I can get back in here. On the user record, we can put in an email address, and then when they sign, here, the email address is blank here. When they sign, they'd get an electronic copy of that signature rather than printing it out on paper. The system would automatically email them back the proof of delivery. I don't know. This may be too much.
Are these fields customizable? Can we add additional fields to this?
Yeah. See down here, when you're an administrator, see this customize button down here in the lower right?
Sure.
You can come in here and change field labels and field names. And I don't want to get in over my head here. Zach or Ben, you want to jump in on?
Sure. So yeah, essentially you can play with these fields. Some of them you can change and alter. Others are kind of locked in place, such as like username, user ID, login name, password, and group ID. Those can't really be changed. But down the page you can play with like the customer string, vendor string, carrier string. You can rename those fields and alter those fields. On the right side, you can select what you want to, what you'd like this particular group to be able to do. So, for example, we're in the administrator group, so we could change it so that they can only modify certain fields and not add them, or only add fields and not modify them via the checkboxes to the right of the screen. You can also specify the order of the fields with the tab column and default values in the center of the screen. And there's a variety of different field types, so dates, numbers, text, select boxes, multiple select boxes. There's a number of different ways to configure the screen. So if you need extra fields or options there, we can easily add them. And in our database, we have extra fields that we can allocate for such things.
I just gave everybody access to the keyboard and mouse. So if somebody wants to jump in and circle something or move around, you can.
And on the right side, you can also mark things as required via the checkboxes over here as well.
And almost every screen is like that. That has that customized feature on it.
Gentlemen, can you give us a 1 second?
No problem.
Sorry, 1 second. Gentlemen, when the customer goes and looks at the inventory screen, there's a search feature right there.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Yeah, I've jumped back to the normally where I start the demo, and this is the normal default screen for a generic user, I would say, a warehouse operator or an administrator. So this shows you all of your items. You can edit the attributes of the item by clicking on the pencil. You can print a label for your item by clicking on the label fields here. Let me make this a little bigger. This is a standard like 1 by 2 inch label. We tend to customize the labels that are in the system again based on your needs. if you're doing office supplies, I would think you'd have UPC codes on all of your office supplies.
We have regular stock numbers. NSN code.
Oh, okay. Are the products labeled with the NSNs?
Some of them, yes.
Okay.
Some of the local, we have to make our own NSN following the guidance, but they usually are like GSA items. Right.
So, I mean, we could probably even import your catalog. And the other thing that we have in here, and I don't, we have the ability to alias items. So if you have UPC codes on your items and you need to relate them to an NSN number, we can do that. So you can reference the item either through the UPC code or the NSN number, and it will bring up the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Looks like somebody's, oh, there you go, parts aliasing. Doesn't look like we have any set up in here yet, but...
yeah, we don't have any demo data in here, but you can use it to relate, pretty much any additional, even like additional part numbers. So if you have multiple external part numbers that you use for a single internal part number, you can just set up that linkage to point everything back to the correct internal part number.
Right. And that way, if you scan a UPC code, it'll bring up the NSN number. Okay. Let's go back here quick. Here's the item ID, the category, description. Again, this is where you can store images, and you can store multiple images. If you want to do front, back, side, top, bottom views, etc., you could do that. History, if I remember right, this is a 2-week rolling history of everything that's happened to that item. So we have an audit trail in the system. So the audit trail will show every receive, locate, and move or issue that has happened in the system. So you can run all sorts of reports based on the audit trail. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So you can see, what user made the transaction, when that transaction happened. I don't know if you need serial lot number tracking or not. Probably not.
No,
yeah. We have the ability to store 2 serial numbers or batch lot numbers. And we also have expiration dates. You may not need expiration dates either.
Right.
So there is the ability to have multiple warehouses. It doesn't sound like you really probably need multiple warehouses, but if you had like satellite closets or something like that where you stored stuff locally in different buildings, you could create those as virtual warehouses, or not even virtual, as secondary warehouses. Or if you, I don't know, do you use like vans to drive stuff from building to building at all, or are you all contained in one building?
One building, sir.
One building? Okay. Okay. Nice and simple. It'll be easy for you. So if we go to the properties of the item, I forget what the exact count is. There's like between 60 and 80 different fields in here. That you can keep for each item. We do par levels or reorder points, so you can set a min and a max, and we have utilities that will tell you when you need to reorder items.
That's good. Yeah, we need that. We use that.
Okay. We have the ability to do kits. I don't know that you're going to do kitting or not. A kit would be, trying to come up with a good analogy. I don't know, when somebody got a new office, you always sent them a stapler, a pad of paper, almost like a starter kit,
Right.
Scotch tape, and a box of pens, you could create a kit for that, and then they could order kits.
Right. We have a kit already made that you order through GSA called a new employee kit.
Right. Exactly. So we have bill of materials and kits here. Here's the assembly. So these are your kits.
Okay.
I always goof this up. Where do I see the actual assembly?
Go to the bill of material.
Yeah.
Inventory. Bill of materials. Yep.
Okay. So here, if for an iPod, these are all the parts that make up the iPod. Okay. So if you wanted to make a new kit, we would just pick the item IDs. Or do I have to do an assembly first?
You'd create new assembly, and then you can specify all the different parts for it.
So if we called it starter kit, if I could spell. And you'll see the required field is marked over here. So I just have to create that one field. And then if I go to the bill of materials.
Did you mark it as a make?
Probably not. How long have you been using this system? Forever. Will it not show up? Where do I mark it as a make? There we go.
There you go.
Okay. So now if we go to our assemblies, there's starter kit 2. And then if you do the bill of materials, we pick starter kit 2. You can add whatever's in the kit. Okay. So
gentlemen, we are a tiny bit short on time, so if you wouldn't mind, can we skip around a little bit?
Yeah, sure. What do you want to see?
So we were wondering what the process is for inputting new items from, like, say, the GSA system.
Receiving.
Yeah, receiving. Is it a manual process? Do you just scan it in?
Yeah, if you use purchase orders, the purchase order will populate the screen with all the items and the quantities, and then you can just, that'll speed things up. If somebody sends an ASN, we can load that up as an appointment, or you can just come in here and say I'm going to receive whatever, and you can scan these fields in.
This can also be handled through Excel importing as well, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Yes, we have a couple standard import sheets you can use to import stock or do different operations like that.
So I just received those items that I did really quick, and we also have receiving labels if you want to print labels. Okay. All right. Under utilities, this is where the receiving direct receipt. This is where you import an Excel to do a direct receipt, or like an advanced shipping notice. What else can I?
Scanning.
I couldn't quite hear that.
To scan an item in?
Yep.
Using the barcode?
Yep. You can use...
on the issue stock screen and the receive stock screen, you can use a handheld scanner like a USB scanner connected to the computer or something like that to scan the barcodes directly into the screen. You can also utilize that with our mobile software to, scan and process transactions as well.
Okay.
And Ben just brought up a list of some of the different scanners.
Right. And we actually have another interface for tablets and smartphones. So this is what it would look like on your smartphone. Okay. I don't want to confuse it too much, but it's a lot faster, simpler screens on your tablet or your smartphone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Issue is the same way. Normally you would issue out through sales or shipping orders, but you can also direct issue out. And the grids are very similar from screen to screen, so once you get the hang of it, it's pretty simple.
Okay.
Okay. Save and then finish, and then boom, we just issued items out, and there's a packing slip for the items that we issued out.
Okay.
So it's pretty, if you're doing simple things, it's pretty quick and easy.
All right. Now, how about maintenance? We got updates. How are they going to be handled?
Well, there's two ways. If you host the system yourself, it's part of the annual maintenance fee are updates and support. So, we would work with your IT people to update the software. If you went with a cloud solution, we would do the updates for you, seamlessly.
I wouldn't worry about a cloud solution. We're just discussing a self-hosted solution.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. We do have reports that users might find helpful. So this is basically a item catalog. Shows the barcode, the picture of the item, and a description. And again, we can add cost or some other fields that you may want to add to this. There's a whole bunch of inventory reports in here.
Okay.
Values and cycle counts and
Money report. You see it there? What's that? Like a money report.
A what report?
Monthly reports.
Monthly.
Sure. So you want inventory count report? Is probably what we would. Okay. So this shows you what your inventory is of every item and the value. Although actually I don't see the value on the screen, but we could add the value. I think we have an inventory value report.
Yeah, I think there's a value one out there. Yeah.
Yeah, inventory valuation. This one shows the,
This is just a current report, though. I think they want the date filter so they can show the monthly report. So if you go to
whatever we keep for the month.
Go ahead, Zach. You can draft.
Vision department.
Okay.
So exactly how robust is your reporting function? Can we customize our own reports to base it on a month-by-month basis, or base it by what section is ordering items, or just how granular can you get with your reports?
The reports can be customized quite easily. Now, it does take someone somewhat familiar with the database schema, so your IT department might be able to do it. It can be a little complex at times. But so here on this screen, this is essentially the report definition. So, oops, the mouse control.
Sorry.
So here you can see this is the report definition. This is how the report works and basically how it shows the information. So this is a little complicated here. This is one of the more complex reports. You can specify all the attributes, what type of fields, what type of values. down at the bottom, you can control which ones are displayed and how they're displayed. And there's also additional functionality here for totaling, subtotaling, filter definitions, and you can add different buttons into it as well. So if I go back.
So we were looking just to get like a monthly report of activities with a few details here or there. Could we ask your folks to help us out with that?
Yeah, we would do it for you. No, we would.
Yes, and there's some reports where you could do that by yourself. So, for example, if you're looking for just all the activity from the month of January here, we do have filters built into the system, so you can add different filters in to each screen. So from here you can, and again, like we said, we can customize various reports to show you different monthly activity. But from this screen, you could specify, let's say, select the date field. Date is between, I'll just say January 1st and January 30th. Oh, 31st.
That's good. Okay.
So now with this filter, we can see everything that happened in January.
Okay.
So this is all the activity so far for this month, and you can do that historically as well. And again, if you need that, in a simpler form instead of going into there, we can set that up as well.
That's no problem. So we just have a few follow-up questions before we end this. We're approaching the end of the meeting, so let's just get some clarification questions. I just want to confirm your application is on the GSA schedule right now, right?
Correct.
Okay. And you do offer a self-hosted solution. Do you have a system specs for that?
Sure. Yeah, I can email that to you.
Sure, that would be appreciated. You don't need to show us the screen, but in terms of the front-end solution that you guys are showing us, is there an approval process that we can implement, i.e. a user would order something that will need to be approved by a manager of some sort?
Yep.
Yes, we have shipping order and purchase order approvals that we can turn on for you. It's a configuration option.
And so this application we would see this as a website on our server. It wouldn't be like a standalone application. It would be accessed through a browser.
Right, that's correct. Everything's through the browser.
And
so there's no installations and stuff.
Sure. And you said before that we can have as many users as possible. So there's no user cap to this. Will we just purchase a service pack that would provide for X amount of users, or?
Right. It's sold by users actually, but we can talk about. Usually, what we do is we only really count the warehouse users. We don't count the customers, the people placing the orders, as users. So you'll probably be fine with our minimum is a 3-user system, but you may be fine with a 3-user system.
And that's concurrent users. So that means 3 users can be in the system at a time, but you can have hundreds of users defined in the system if you'd like.
Right. And we wouldn't count customers.
Okay. Did you have anything else?
No.
So I think this is pretty good for our first session here. If you give us a few days, we'll go back and talk about it. Full disclosure, we are in the process of reviewing other applications as well. So once we're done reviewing all the applications that we're considering, we'll get back to you with further steps, and we'll let you know.
Okay, great.
Okay?
Yeah, great.
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Have a good one.